Ladies and gentlemen, my name is ChickenWrap, and today we're going to be talking about a champion that's rather special to me who plays in the top lane. She's fantastic at farming and harassing her opponents, has great wave clear, and has a really easy time escaping ganks. No, it's not Riven, or Irelia. And no, it's not Fiora either. It's Tristana. Yeah, that's right, you heard me. Tristana. Now I know what you're thinking. A ChickenWrap, why would I play Tristana top? Well, that's what I'm here to tell you, isn't it? But before we get into the bulk of this guide, I'd like to go over runes and masteries. For runes, we have a few solid options. A standard AD lifesteal page, a flat AD page, or an AD armor penetration page all do quite nicely. If you're against a champion in top lane that you know will be building plenty of armor, you should take the penetration page. If you're against an opponent who will not, you should take the flat AD page, and if you're against an opponent who likes harassing, you should run the lifesteal page. For masteries, the 18-12-0 setup is the best I've found so far. Taking Warlord's Bloodlust as the keystone is nice for teamfights and in one-on-one skirmishes, and Fervor is better in the early game before you get good critical strike rating. It's better for harassing and pulling off kills that you otherwise wouldn't have before, and if you manage to land your explosive charge and explode it completely without using rapid fire, Fervor will have granted you 5 stacks of 10 total, giving you a total of plus 14 damage to the target on your burst, and plus 26 damage at level 18, assuming your explosive charge is the thing that begins your Fervor stacking. In total, during a teamfight with your rapid fire, you can reach a maximum of plus 80 attack damage against champions per hit, which becomes very dangerous. Keep in mind, however, that Fervor doesn't increase your spell damage, as it doesn't increase your flat AD. For summoner spells, Flash and Heal, Teleport, or Ignite will do you well. Now, let's move on to why Tristana top works in the first place. Draw a Bead, her passive, increases the range of her basic attacks, Explosive Charge, and Buster Shot every time she levels up. This means that when against melee champions, you gain a further advantage on them every time you level up, able to harass them safely from further and further away every time. Against ranged champions, the same is true. Tristana has a moderate amount of range, which becomes an incredible amount of range as she furthers leveling. If you're having issues against someone like Darius or Vayne, just wait until level 5 when neither of them can hit you back. You reach the point where your auto attacks outrange Darius' apprehend very quickly, and a champion that would otherwise counter you is rendered useless in the field. Rapid Fire allows you to push down towers extremely fast. You're not looking to stay at top lane for long, you're looking to force that tower down as fast as possible and get out there helping your team. If you don't want to do that, however, you can continue to use Rapid Fire to quickly push down the lane and other towers. You take towers incredibly fast, so oftentimes you're as good of a split pusher as someone like Tryndamere, but you're ranged and take towers faster. Rocket Jump allows you to escape ganks better than most ranged or melee top laners out there. It allows you to be risky and overextend because if you're caught, you can easily hop away to safety or use it to keep up with an opponent after they flash. The fact that you can jump again with your Rocket Jump after an explosive charge goes off at full stacks is amazing because it means that if you're already winning a fight to the point where they need to back off and you've used Rocket Jump, you can use it again to finish them off and make them think twice about even coming back to lane at all. Explosive Shot is your bread and butter of the lane. Use it to farm safely, use it to harass safely, use it to take towers safely and swiftly, and use it to reset your Rocket Jump. The damage this thing does is amazing, and the whole reason why Tristana can be a split pusher in the first place. If you're winning your lane and your opponent's on their tower, throw the shot out on the tower and make it explode. Your opponent will either be forced off their tower and away from the minions, or they will take the full force of the explosive shot and have to back shortly after anyway. This spell is why Tristana top works so well as a pick. It gives her good siege, good wave clear, and good tower killing potential. Buster Shots is another useful ability to get yourself out of sticky situations such as being ganked, being engaged upon, or not having your rocket jump up. It also deals hefty damage, although it doesn't scale with AD. Its base damage at level 1 is a whopping 300 and is crazy when it comes to early game bursts. It falls off as the game progresses though, so be careful when using it as a burst tool, as you could end up just sending your opponents to freedom. Following that, your skill path should be to take 1 point in E, then 1 in W, then max E, max Q, and then finish off by maxing W, taking your ultimate when you can. So, what do you do in lane? While laning, you're going to want to focus on taking out your opponent's health bar from far enough away that they can't retaliate. At the same time, you want to make sure you don't miss any CS. Since you automatically push the lane, you'll reach their tower relatively fast and have a level advantage on them. Use this time to put damage on the tower. Ward if you please, but usually you won't have to until your jungler has reached their second buff. Try to keep the wave pushed if you can, dealing any and all damage possible to your opponent and their tower with auto attacks and explosive charge. After taking your tower, you have two options. Continue pushing the lane, or help your team. Usually, players are still stuck in laning phase at this time, so helping them could be a great boon to your team, or get them very upset. Alternatively, if you keep pushing, you put yourself further at risk of ganks. Thankfully, there are walls you can jump over to safely get back to your tower if things go south. Ward in advance, and be careful. At around level 6 or 7, your explosive charge should be strong enough to deal good damage to tier 2 and tier 3 towers as well, so don't feel afraid to use it to take those out either. Global Gold never hurt anybody. Even if it means you allow your lane opponent to free farm their lane, it opens you up to a lot of options, especially if you took teleport. You can easily go anywhere on the map and be a threat. So, you should probably abuse that fact and do everything you can to push your team further ahead. Item-wise, I like starting with a cull and a health potion, building into Kirchai's Shard and Boots, and then getting an Infinity Edge. From there, I look toward buying Ghostblade if I feel I need it, and tier 2 boots, usually Berserker's Greaves, and then finishing off Rapid Fire Cannon and proceeding to grab one of the two Last Whisper variants. Mortal Reminder or Lord Dominic's Regards, depending on how the enemy team is looking at the time. From there, I look into one of the many lifesteal items as they're all solid picks for Tristana, and finally, if I didn't get Ghostblade, I sell Cull and grab any offensive or defensive item I feel would best suit the situation. This could range from Guardian Angel to Runon's Hurricane to Randuin's Omen. At this point, it doesn't make much of a difference, although I highly suggest if you're taking a lot of harassment or finding that you're dying a lot in team fights, that you get an early Vampiric Scepter, as that can really help elongate your life. Now for a few tips and tricks.
1.
Tristana outranges every marksman at level 16 except for Kog'Maw when he's using Bio Arcane Barrage.
2.
Rapid Fire works best if you cast it right before your next auto attack, as it's not a reset, but a flat attack speed buff.
3.
Don't be afraid to use Rocket Jump to secure a kill if you have the mana to jump back out, as Rocket Jump resets whenever you get a kill.
4.
Tristana can cast abilities while rocket jumping, allowing for neat interactions with her explosive and buster shots.
5.
While using Rocket Jump, you can flash at any point to cancel the rest of the jump and move in a different direction.
6.
Using Rocket Jump in tandem with Buster Shot offensively can send an opponent flying back into your team. Be sure to use this when you have the chance and it's safe to do so. It often catches opponents off guard.
7.
If used properly, the knockback from Buster Shot can interrupt some dashes or ultimates.
8.
If you got Ghostblade, be sure to use the active while taking towers, as it essentially doubles the speed at which you take them down. And that's it for this guide, ladies and gentlemen. If you enjoyed it, be sure to give it a like, and I'll see you all next time. But until then, good luck and have fun.
Infinite power.